Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Emmanuel Agbogun say court killings wey dey happen for Edo State since the person wey Edo people go hold responsible na Philip Shaibu, the Edo State Deputy Governor and Chief of Staff. Make I leave you make you hear from Emmanuel Agbogun the reason why they accuse these two people for the killings wey dey happen for Edo State.
Yes. A warm good afternoon to you all, my conscious Edo people. I remain no other person than yours, noble right activist, comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. Yeah, I know if you're just joining me live, as the caption goes, we are talking about cultism and the real stake actors to hold responsible for court-related killings in Edo State. Many might say, "Oh, this boy, you own done too much. Oh, this boy, oh, you are getting out of hand." I want to discuss real-time issues about cultism in Edo State and how it relates to members in the Executive Council and Cabinet, as the case may be. As soon as they see me for a very long time now, I decided to stay off the media. It's not because of we don't have what to say, or it's not because we cannot create issues to talk about. But firstly, as somebody who is enlightened and learning about the activities that happens in our society, we must always talk to the issues and not play politics over issues that affect us as a people. On this my broadcast this afternoon, I'll be saying a lot of things, some of which many people might think will land me in prison, but I would give them a shocker that the society is getting so informed that we don't need to see intimidation as a tool, because it takes one and one, which is two, to tango. I'm speaking this afternoon because I feel pained. I feel disheartened. I feel worried over the continuous killings and homicides, killings of our young youths, all in the name of supremacy and color. It's so shameful. As an Edo man, I see all the social vices that would affect young youths in our society. I see it happening in Edo State. And for crying out loud, we are the heartbeat of Nigeria. There's no way any reforms can take place in a society without the engine room, the heart of such a society, creating that impression or creating the narrative that things must change. I remain no other person than your noble right activist, comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. It is always my simple way to always ensure that we do what is right in our society. And by doing what is right, we must first of all start from the top to correct these abnormalities. You agree with me that you cannot talk about change in a system when those at the helms of affairs are not willing to change, are not willing to stand up to the truth of the realities as it affects us on ground. It's also painful that at about 23 hours ago, I had written to the two major social media influencers to the PDP-led administration in Edo State, being Abatobaze and Comrade Stanley Osakunokodin. If you know these two guys very well, you agree with me that they are the leading media influencers that, wine and walk and romance and dine with the Edo State government. And I asked them, are they not aware that the deputy governor and the chief of staff to the governor of Edo State are cultists? And till date, they remain mute. You see, society cannot change when those people who want to speak at a time of moral crisis and moral decadence choose to remain mute. And the most painful part of it is that those persons who want to speak do not know, according to Martin Luther King, that the hottest part of hell is reserved for them who know that they ought to speak up, but they will not speak to the issues. Agreed, they had all come out at some point to condemn court killings in Benin, to condemn court killings in Edo, but they have not spoken to the issues. And the issues is why I'm out this afternoon to speak. I'm very happy. It's a very sunny Sunday afternoon, and God sees our hearts and knows our intention. My intentions are very simple and very direct and very clear on this issue of cultism, is that we must end these court killings now. Those are my intentions. It's so dirty, it's so nasty, it's so brutish, and it's so embarrassing that young men now derive joy in ending the lives they never created for their fellow man. And these things are happening in Edo State. In Edo State, where we claim to be the cradle of civilization. As of today, people now see killings as a way of dispute resolution. People now see killings as a way of misleading members of the public. People now see killings as a way of victory in their quest to supremacy. People now see killings as a way of life to show superiority over another group. As far as I'm concerned, majority of these court groups claim to have registration in various registering agencies of government, particularly the CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. They parade these documents, they even go to courts. Some of these court groups go as far as building police stations, doing borehole projects, providing basic amenities to some societies where they feel that their impact to that extent can be felt. But however, that is not the core reason why these secret groups were formed. As time goes on this court issue, I will begin to narrate how these court groups were founded, so that they don't think that it is only when you are in the society or are a member of them that you know about them. It's so laughable that they have all derailed from the core objective of their aims and objective. And the onus lies on us who believe that we can actually make a change in our society. The onus lies on us to speak truth to power, to speak truth to them, so that their consciences can be realigned to the modus operandi of their illegal organization. Because whether you like it or not, if you talk about the AES, they have their own registration with the CAC. If you talk about the Mafite and the rest, the IAs and the rest, the MBM that are IAs and Black Arts, they also have their registration with the CAC. But how come that in this organization they arrest people and tag people as cultists? Within the last 1 year in Edo State, they paraded a lot of cultists. I can start from when the governor began VGN, when some of them engaged the police along the Sapele Road bypass when they were going to bury their member. And that was the day I vowed that I will never stand for a cultist. Because some lawyers who were in the court, who were declining to take the matter forward or apply for their bail application as the case may be, some of them were even demanding monies. And they say they are freedom fighters. They say that they stand for justice, they stand for injustice. Why they are the ones parading injustice? Why they are the ones orchestrating injustice in our society? Why they are the ones supporting the current state of helplessness and hopelessness in our government? But before going to the issues as it relates to the Deputy Governor and the Chief of Staff of Edo State, I want to talk firstly on their inactions, because some of them might not know that they are painting Edo lights and Edo people to be killers. If you look across the South region, court groups do not have clashes the way they have in Edo State, particularly in the South. It is not because we don't have what it takes as a people to also come out to say, come on, this thing must stop. No, we have it. But it is because of They are giving some of us. If I travel to Port Harcourt now, for instance, but they keep on a place now. You never see that guy they go busting his skull for church. They all go wait for the guy. After the guy they come out for church, they all kill him for church. And they say that place in men that they get their headquarters. And that's where the MBM, that's where they have their headquarters in Nigeria. They all go kill the man for where their headquarters is for that church. Which kind of level be this one? I want to see, let them know in case of they are not aware, that if you go across the Niger Delta, it is only at those states that this cultism did not manifest to struggle for the people. I will educate some of them in case they don't know. Go to Delta State. Tompolo is also somebody that belongs to these cult-related issues, but he's protecting the pipelines and making money for his people and for himself. Asari Dokubo also belongs to these cult groups at a lower class, the Greenlanders and Greenish and what have you. You can see him playing politics to the extent that he goes to the presidential chambers to address press at the presidential chambers. Whether you like it or not, he's making waves. He's in the right course of direction. He's a militant. He's an agitator. People know him for who he is. He's into armed struggle and emancipation of the Niger Delta people as a resource control. People know him for that. But he's channeling his own cultism to emancipate his people. 500 people cannot be standing at your gate when you don't have anything to offer them in Nigeria. If they are not benefiting from the struggles and vision and mission of Asari Dokubo, it won't be on the news. It is only in Edo State that you see that across the South, everybody who belongs to this cause, even in Edo State here, they all came out and joined the struggle to fight for the emancipation of our oil-rich region. But in Edo State, no. They never came out. Who is the popular militant that we know in Edo State? In fact, militants come from Delta State and other states to come and collect the glory of Edo State. People protecting our pipelines in Edo State, are they truly Edo born? See, it's until when we begin to ask these questions, we can never get it right. I'm only just telling them about their inactions where they do not know. Majority of them sit down in the comfort of Benin and buy weapons and in the comfort of Europe and sponsor cultists to begin to kill people. I will also say it so that the Commissioner of Police will know today, because I know very soon they will go and write petition, tell you to come and arrest, charge to court, DPP that is the most corrupt, that they can influence the way they like. They will tell them to put trumped up charges, go and lock the boy in the cell. Is that the solution to the problem? So many policemen have been mentioned in relation to these recent court killings. What has been done about it? Have diligent investigation been carried out? If diligent investigation has been carried out, what is the outcome of the investigation? Why is it not brought before the public the way they parade innocent citizens who have not killed, even who are cultists who have not killed? As far as I'm concerned, these citizens belong to these groups because they have lost hope in the system. I am not a cultist today. A lot of people say, you are one of them, you are one of them. I say, come out with your proof. I don't belong to any cult group because I know that this cult group doesn't have anything whatsoever to offer me as a person. They don't have anything because when I look at their members, they are very hungry. They are involved in all form of illicit crimes. They don't have anything to show for their wealth of involvement in governance. It's no longer news. Even within the APC today, hear me so that people will not say, I'm playing politics. This has gotten nothing to do with politics. I'm an activist. I know the area to draw the lines between politicking and talking about societal issues. This is clearly societal issues. I am not saying it as a thing of joy. I am saying it as a thing of fact that today we have a chief of staff who belongs to the Mafite Association or cult group as the case may be. We have a deputy governor who belongs to the MBM that is popularly known as Black Ass. What are they doing for their members to change the narrative? Is it only when election? The other day I was in the filling station in Airport Road where I was saying that you are building a petrol station back of the airport tarmac. The airport signal tarmac, what sends signal to planes and why they are coming out? You are putting a petrol station there. They mobilize stocks. 70% of the young men who came there, we all live in Benin, we know ourselves. They are all AA men. But they were sent from the deputy governor's camp to come and attack me. But God willing, within them, You know, when God wants to do his things for those people who fight for them, I've gone to bail some of them from various crimes where they involve themselves. I've gone to solicit for their bail, and the officers of the police will look at me and say, okay, since this is something that can be resolved, no life loss, we'll release him on bail since you have intervened. But at some point in time, particularly when over 100 of them were arrested along a Sapele Road, I decided to back out from this court, because if their own court members can be demanding for money to solicit for them for bail in the court, then me, I'm coming to do something for them pro bono, to talk for on their behalf pro bono, to meet authorities and tell them that this is what will transpire pro bono, that the ones you have caught are the innocent ones. The ones who did that crime, you cannot see them at that scene. 90% of the people who commit this murder, the moment they commit this murder, they run to a very far place where you cannot see them to catch. And it's not that the police know where the police are away. It's only when they have come back, maybe they involve themselves in one other crime or smaller crimes, they will not catch them. When they torture them, they confess. We all know all these things. We all know all these things. But as of today, it pains me that our society is derailing and nobody is bothered. I was so surprised that day I saw the governor coming out to say there are homicide cases. They should go and catch those persons who are into drugs, those persons who are parading themselves as drug NDLAs parading capsules. It's so shameful that they don't know in Benin, or will the government tell me that in Benin the highest depot where they sell drugs is within the city center. If you want to end drugs in Benin, if you don't know how to end it, call me, I will go and show you where they sell all these drugs. It has affected my own home. My own home, I'm a victim. It has affected my own home. But however, that's not a discussion for today. Now, if we say we want a sane society, where things can be done or in highest form of orderliness, I put a question to those persons who are social media urchins and influencers and bloggers that interprets the achievements of the government. They were dumbfounded. They couldn't speak. If you go to their word, they are saying, no, that is, I tag them to this post. We are talking about the society. If you are genuine about your society, you should be able to draw lines at a particular point. I want to cite an incident before going forward. Sometime around a few months ago, there was a function that these big wings within the Obaseki administration went to, and I think that the governor was not in town. And when they went for that function, the chairman of Butcher Association, who is an Eye man, yes, the chairman of the Butcher Association, I think he walked up to the chief of staff and he was talking or trying to relate to the chief of staff, and the chief of staff walked him out, or I was not physically there, but from the information I got, walked him out. Then thereafter, after walking him out, the governor came back, and then the chief of staff approached the governor and told me that your cousin is insulting me. The governor gave a directive that he should be dealt with for insult. How can he be insulting the chief of staff? But that issue emanated from a confra-like discussion, because the people around the chief of staff that day were all Mafites, so they were not too comfortable with the way the AMA, who is the chairman of Butcher Association, spoke to the deputy the chief of staff. And at the end of the day, what happens? You now saw that the young man was remanded in prison custody for a lengthy period of time before he was granted bail, for them to have shown that they have taught him a lesson. I'm very happy that we are in a government where the government is having a revolution in the agro-allied sector, where they say that they are bringing foreign investors to come and do farm of thousands of acres in Oronigbe. The question to ask, all of these farms that you people are bringing to Oronigbe, why are our Edo youths, these court boys, why are they not working there? Why are they not people that are being engaged there? If they are at this peak, why are they not the ones working there? Now, that was as a confrontation of Eye and Mafite. To the chief of staff also, I want to say something where I was privileged. To be seated when this whole thing transpired. At some point in time, I was with Tony Kabaka, and the chief of staff came and said, "Oh, Then he was in the House of Assembly. He said he was having some issues. They want to kill him. They want to do that. They are planning him. This one. Tony Kabaka, who is a member of the NBM, a black ass. It's not a hidden thing. That's why I say in APC there are members. In PDP there are members. These things are all over. Even up to Aso Rock, they still have members. Even in police, even in the army, they have members. It's not a hidden fact. So that you not come and say, quote in my life, but it's everywhere. Police even dismiss some of their persons who will be on their 7-7 day or their 8-11, how they call it. They'll be bragging their barrette and everything. Police even discipline some of their members and even dismiss them from the force. Now, the chief of staff, then House of Assembly member, ran to Tony Kabaka. I was always around Tony Kabaka. There was a Lexus that Tony Kabaka was using as at that time. He bought for about 13 million. I was even privileged to be there the day he bought the Lexus. So when he bought that car, I think the chief of staff came and told him that Kabaka had 4 SPU policemen that were attached to him. He quickly gave him 2 and gave him that Lexus car. That is to tell you how these people see themselves when it has to do with greener pastures. But these people cannot sit down to tell themselves, oh, these killings, why is it going on so? If you can sit down and exchange pleasantries, for crying out loud, the deputy governor is a member of Neo-Black Movement of Africa, being black ass. The chief of staff is a member of Mafite. They are both in government. They receive memos, they do memos together. What stops them from calling these boys and say, come, enough is enough? Will you tell me that the deputy governor's son will be walking on the streets and Mafite will go and gun him down, and he will not go to the government house and say, deputy governor, call you a Mafite, chief of staff, call you a Mafite, you shoot him? Let us be realistic here. Our people are only just playing negligence because they believe that if these people are properly informed, they will not enjoy the kind of support they enjoy from them. That is the only reason I see, sincerely speaking. Because in Edo State, we have Ogboni, we have Asipokan, we have Asegidi. All these are cult groups. But we don't see these cult groups killing themselves at the higher level of Ogboni, Asipokan, Freemason and the rest. They don't come out to kill themselves. Are they not cult groups? Are they not cult groups? But at the end of the day, I begin to wonder, where would somebody who is in Europe, what will inform him to say that, oh, I want to send money across for anybody who go drop on that person? Why don't you send that money across to anybody who will go and write JAMB and get first class? Why would you send that money across to anybody who will go and invent something and support him to grow? Let me tell you why cult killings are very rampant in Benin, particularly in Benin. These boys have all formed HK. If you are in Eye, they have Eye HK. If you are in Aye, they have Aye HK. If you are in Viki, they have Viki HK. If you are in Mafite, they have Mafite HK. If you are in which other one again? If you are in Tutu or the other smaller ones that are not really pulling grounds in Benin, they all have their different HK where they belong to. There are different HKs where they belong to. My brother Emperor, I see you. I want to greet you. It's been a while. They all have their different HKs. So these boys now have access to money from this internet frauds that they do. I'm coming out to tell you guys the truth. If you like, tomorrow take it. If you like, don't take it. I know that the security agencies, they know it. Government, they also know the truth. They have different HKs. Now, when they pick money in these their HKs, the owner of the HK will say, they go buy tools. Hear me, because some of them, they do what they call this matter. You help us pick money when the money never come. From there, Yawa don't boss. They use tools, they roll. Mo go bail up the guy, mo carry the guy go one side, mo carry the other guy go one side, mo carry this one go one side. At the end of the day, you don't bail up my fight now. Ayes don't go bail up my fight. My fight they go vex, they go bail up Ayes. That's what the matter they be. Now the courts in Benin, they are in possession of real-time cash. They can fund unrest amongst their big wings and those their HK that they have, because majority of them they don't want to do all these vocational jobs anymore, all these skills jobs anymore, like mechanic, bus conductors. They want to be doing the soft work, which is this yahoo. This yahoo, they want to be doing this software, which is this yahoo. Now when they are into this yahoo, they make money out of it. They budget a portion of it for enjoyment. They budget a portion of it to grow the movement in fighting for supremacy, not in growing themselves. So in fighting for supremacy, they go and buy guns, buy all forms of weapons that can be at their disposal. They get an armorer, they give it to him. If not stupidity, if not ignorance, if not foolishness, amongst those of them in Edo State. Look at Port Harcourt. People are using courtesan to protect pipelines, using courtesan to get good jobs for themselves where they are making money. And then, how many times have you heard that towards the Warri axis, or towards the Shekiri axis, towards the Jaw axis, that Eye kill Aye, or Aye Kima fight? How many times have you heard? But they are all in a business of ensuring that they get greener pastures from these things that they have formed, the brotherhood that they form. You see them going all out to do private job. Even I want to cite Olobo as an instance. People doing pipeline work there, protection of pipeline. Are they Benis? Are they Edo people? How many Edo men, apart from late Captain Okumbo, because of his wealth of intellectual well-being, have been able to get pipeline protection contracts? How many of them? How many of them? But whereas their fellow court groups are the ones doing all of these things. Now that is to how they get money on one side to fund these killings. Now the second part again that is very, very catastrophic, where I'll be pointing fingers to the deputy governor, because I have studied it. Before you see me come out to talk, I must have seen enough reasons for me to speak on these issues. This set of court groups across board, whether they are here, whether they are Malfight, whether they are in one community or the other, they have Okaigeles. Particularly in Benin, you cannot see this one in all those Ishan side. Ishan side, they are killings because of court-related matter in the school, or girlfriend and boyfriend. But in Benin, what is promoting killing now is this issue of communal leadership. Is this issue of communal leadership? Is this issue of communal leadership that is creating problem in Benin? I'm coming to that. This guy, Sky Handsome Abans, say Emmanuel Saibogo, Tony Kabaka go chase you out of Benin this time. See, let me tell you, I want to quickly advise you. Except if there's another Tony Kabaka that I know. Tony Kabaka is one person that doesn't support court killings. And if you know of any courtists who have come out both on the international media to say some of this I'm saying today, it's Tony Kabaka. He has also volunteered that if the government wants this thing to stop, they should empower him and give him the platform. He will end all these court killings in Benin. If so, I really don't know if you are well informed, or if you think Tony Kabaka, or the Tony that I know, maybe you might know him differently if you think he's supporting these killings. But the Tony that I know, I want to say it without fear of favor, that he was even a victim recently, where a young man placed a bounty on him that anybody who see him, he brought out cash to say 2 million naira will be given to anybody. I go to my video I did last. I showed the young man. Go to my video and see it. He's also a victim. That is also him and the likes of Imakocho and the rest. They are also victims. That it was all over the media. So that is for that. I just decided to respond to you because you don't allow people to misinform the audience. Particularly, I'm looking at the comments while I'm talking. So I just try to relate to you. If you don't want to listen to issues here, I block you. You can go elsewhere and watch it later on. So to the issue of this communal leadership, it's happening everywhere. And that's why I want to tell the deputy governor. I know his aides, media aides will draw his attention to this video. Our deputy governor, I want to cite a community to you which you know very well about the activities in that community. That is Igwomo community. These people have gone to court. They have gotten Supreme Court judgment. I personally, when they were into going going into this clashes of this one going to carry gun to shoot, I quickly called the Igwomo community. I used to talk for them on media. When I got information, I was one who sent for them. Simona, come. My friend Osakun Okodi is from that community, so he also knows better too. He's in the government of the PDP, so they can also verify what I'm saying if I'm lying. And I called them, say, see, you guys cannot take laws into your hands. I know you have a judgment, but you are not the ones to. The judgment has been executed, so allow the police to guide you to reshine your boundaries as the case may be. But before that, I want to quickly draw the attention of the DSS so that this matter can be discussed at the State Executive Council and issues are remedied to this matter. I want to cite this one because this one is very, very, very essential because there's a Supreme Court judgment. The apex court have given a local standing on what the ownership of land in that area should be. I'm not saying that I'm quoting somebody. I wrote the petition to the DSS. I met the director of operations. I submitted the petition and Madam minuted the petition to him that he should invite us and handle. He called, we responded. I met him one-on-one and I gave him information. He told me to give contacts of the people on the other divide. I also collected the contact and provided to him. So as at the time when these guys were about to go and delineate their boundary lines that had already been established by the Supreme Court via the Surveyor General of Edo State, we got an invitation from Government House. I was seated there that day. When they called the information from Government House, somebody told me not to go. Later, somebody said you cannot write a petition, and at the end of the day, you are not there to defend, and particularly when it's government. So I criticized the Basset, make I just do my house, make I send person to go, and later, something that told me just go, and I went. When I went to the Government House, we had arrived. They've ushered us into the Deputy Governor's office, straight there to the conference hall, and we all sat down. The Deputy Governor came. For once, I was not convinced, but I said, no, let me also give it a second thought. The Deputy Governor came and said, whether you have Supreme Court judgment, whether you have a Assembly Gazette, everybody should stay action. He doesn't want anybody to go there. He doesn't want anybody to go there. Where is the DPO of police? This one, after he gave his position that they should make an announcement that everybody should stop work in that place and vacate that place until when the both parties decide to settle. To my greatest surprise, I told my people, let nobody go contrary to the Deputy Governor's position. They are all living, both the Okagile, they can all attest to what I'm saying. I don't enjoy telling lies against people. I'm stating obvious facts in whatever I've said. Whatever I've said about Bovo, you are here. Go and ask Tony. Go and ask Bovo. If they say I'm lying, then they should come and institute a suit against me or penalize me for telling lies in public domain. This is a society that we are all living. So, the Deputy Governor told us to go, that he has given a verdict on the matter. And I stood up to talk. And I said, yes, young man, you have been raising your hand. What is it? And I said, sir, we are not discussing about the judgment of the High Court. We are not discussing about the judgment of Appeal Court. We are talking about the Supreme Court judgment. Is there any way any organ of government can upturn the decision of a Supreme Court in this country? He said I should shut up and sit down. I'm the one instigating this crisis. I said, no, sir. I'm talking in line with the laws of the land that we operate. You are also a benefactor from Government House. He said, well, young man, sit down. That will be enough. I'm quoting the Deputy Governor for you. The DSS official was there. She wouldn't tell lies. I've met her severally. The Deputy Governor said we should all go back and go and settle. They set up a peace meeting within the local government critical committee then. The local government chemical committee said we should come with all of our documents. When I came with the parties from Igbomo with all their documents, the man was baffled. He said it's a lie. That you cannot have this kind of document and don't take your claims. You're already the bona fide owner, so what's not the issue? I say let's also hear from the other side. When he heard we schedule the dates, they frustrated that matter to the date that we are speaking of. Now, what is happening? That a sector of Black House member in that other part of the community, they will write petitions to Abuja. Even me, they have alleged me of murder. I don't know that you get me. They've alleged me of murder in a series of petitions. And for crying out loud, if you call me that I killed somebody, you must prove it now. I did not wait for the community to come because my name is at stake here. I had to come down to Abuja on my own. I met the DIG, I interviewed the DIG, I interviewed the CPO homicide. And at the end of the day, I now asked them, have your complainant given you statements? They should please tell me how they mentioned my name and what role I played in the murder, because I was not even visible. I was not even on ground. On the same day when that murder was committed, I was far away Lagos, helping some of our diasporans to clear one or two things that they brought into the country, to earn my own small kobo from it. I was far away. They said that thing happened, and I told them, I said, please check my call logs. Feel free to look for the means of where I was that day and verify. I was even with port authorities. They can also verify. On their own, they released me on personal recognition and they granted me bail. I was very surprised that despite the fact that in that case, certain approval was not given to the police officers investigating it, because of the interest within the government, the DPP came up. I went to DPP, I protested. I look at some of them, they don't know that they're only just ridiculing our justice system. You can ridicule all the people sometimes, but you can't ridicule all of the people all the times. When I went there and I looked at them, I laughed. I said, oh, is this the category of justice system people are operating here in DPP? I saw the PAMSEC. The way he was talking that day, I just looked at him and I laughed. I said, well, I know you are doing the bidding of government. That is to that. Now, what are these people doing? They are setting aside a legal means of dispute resolution and towing the part of executive powers that be. Tomorrow, when the governor is no longer there, another government comes in, and there's a reverse in the case, will there not be arm wrestling in that part of the city? Now that it is a time for them to say it's a spade, go and settle, let go of this one, use your influence to bring all of them together and settle them amicably. Till date, the deputy governor has not called. If I lie, the deputy governor has not called for that meeting since he called us the first, and there have never been a second call to the government house since that issue occurred. Osakun Okodi is not lying. He is a person with the government. He can also verify all of these things I'm saying. Although he said he's no longer doing community work, so anybody in the community leadership should take charge. He doesn't want to get himself involved in anything community, that he has his life to live. I tried to advise him on what he said. No, that he doesn't want to do that. I should know him. That is on one side. Now on the second side, where I want to blame the deputy governor. MBM, being Black House, had their national convention in Benin sometime last year. It was a very big. They were even in the palace. They were in Benin. They opened their new office in Amaba. The deputy governor could not come out to say we must end killings. If truly the love that they have for the MBM is to further bring people together and let them fight against oppression, they could not let them end killings. I have not heard in the last 1 year that MBM member or Black House member was killed in Rivers State. I have not heard that Black House member was killed in Bayelsa. I have not heard that Black House member was killed in Cross River. Why must it be in Edo where they have their headquarters? Can't we end these killings? That was not subject of that discussion, but he was there. He fellowshiped with them. Today, since after that convention to date, if MBM members have not been killed, there are more than 10. So what is the essence? What is the essence of being a member of these cult groups? And at the end of the day, you cannot use your wealth of comradeship. The reason why I'm really blaming the chief of staff, I will not really blame him because his foundation, I really don't know about his educational foundation, but that of the deputy governor For crying out loud, the deputy governor is a NAS president of the entire 36 states of Nigeria. He was once a leader of all Nigerian students. So he cannot be talking from the fence. He's a NAS president, for crying out loud. He's a leader even before he joined politics. He has been a comrade. So what is stopping him from resolving all of these issues? Because at some point I knew when they were doing Rainbow Coalition, we are all in Benin. If I'm lying, those of you who know the truth, say it here that Emmanuel Agbogun is lying. They had formed what is called Rainbow Coalition. That's bringing up all the colors together so that there will be peace in the town. What happened to that coalition? Why did it not see the light of day? Why was there no roundtable treaties and agreement that was signed? As of today, let me quickly say this, because the world needs to know. The CSO to government house, God will continue to bless you. You are not an Edo man, or you are from the far north, from somewhere around Borno or thereabouts, but God will continue to bless you. The CSO to government house, I repeat again, God will continue to bless you because you have a good heart. You have a good heart. I have known of recent cases when there were issues when even the deputy governor had to involve to tell the police to release. But the CSO to government, as I repeat again, God will continue to bless you for ensuring that there is sanity in Benin as at now. It's not the job of the police. The police will only move along with them when they call them to come. We are monitoring these things. The police will, the government, CSO government house will gather information. He will call the commissioner. He will gather his VGM boys. They will move. In that VGM members that are catching people, they are Willow and the rest of them that have been catching all these small boys that they want to use to scare the killings down. How many of these court boys can they catch? In Benin, if you don't have more MBM members, there are more than 50,000. Only in Benin. If you don't have AA men in Benin, there are more than 30,000. If you don't have man fights in Benin, there are more than 20,000. So how many can the prison facility carry? How many can the prison facility carry? Do we even have that kind of detention facility to arrest all the cultists? So we are just playing to the gallery, to just dance the killing down. Tomorrow you hear that they go and shoot this person, they go and shoot that person. For crying out loud, in the presence of a church premises, the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Amaba, a member was killed. While in the presence of his family, his children, they killed him. The trauma, if that child grows to grow tomorrow and believe that this was what killed his father, do you think that child will not also go to arms? Having been denied the love of fatherhood by a certain group of people, they say it was Ayers that went to kill. Having been denied the love of fatherhood, do you think by tomorrow, do you think that the boy will wake up and be calm? Or the boys of those boys that was killed, the boys of those boys that was killed, he was a former CSO in the community, he was a former zonal head, he handed over peacefully. Do you think that those people that he nurtured, that he trained, do you think that they will just allow his death? Oh, they will go and sit down and say, oh, they killed this one, more just rest. I'm mourning all the cultists that have been killed. Because today, we are even short of young youths who are vulnerable. Some of these people that they kill are the ones that have something upstairs to offer our state. I can go on and on and on and on and on to analyze some of these things. Now I've talked on the part of government. I've spoken on the part of those in government. I don't know if our governor Obaseki, I don't know if he's a member, but I've not heard. But I will still find out, because there's nothing hidden under the sun. In the House of Assembly, we still have them there. There are cultists in the House of Assembly. they are members of this court group in the House of Assembly. We still have them there. In the National Assembly, they are members of courts. Many of them won elections as still courts. But I repeat, both in APC and both in PDP, we have all these courts in the two political parties, so that people will not say, oh, Emma is only narrating the deputy governor because he's in PDP and I'm supporting APC. No, both in my own political party, the APC, they are still these court members in this party. They are Nigerians. We eat from the same market, we buy from the same market, we feed from the same market. So, moving forward, we want to kickstart a campaign to end court killings. And that campaign we are going to start. Firstly, the Edo State government must show us seriousness that they want to end courts and court killings in the state by arresting all the owners of all the cartel joints and bunk joints we have in Edo State. If they want to get the addresses of this place because they don't know, they should contact me. I will tell them where they sell all these drugs, particularly within Oredo. I will tell them, I will show them where they sell all this. I'm a victim. That's a discussion for another day. I'm a victim, so I will tell you what I've gone through, which is my own pain for now because it is my affair. But if they want to stop this court killing, first of all, go and catch all those people that are selling these illicit drugs, all this tramadol, crack, what's the other one again? Thailand, all those hard drugs that they take. We all know the joints where they sell it. We can swear help the government and the security agencies of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency to give them the actual addresses where they need to channel this arrest to. Just in case of the, I know they are already aware, but they collect settlements and they allow these things to continue. That is by the way. Now, haven't it been that the government is serious to do that? The government cannot tell us that, particularly the DSS and the police, cannot tell us that they don't know the number ones of all these court groups. That they don't know the number one of all these court groups. And there was something some persons also called me to complain about. It would be unjust on my part if I don't say it out. That there's one policeman, they even send his picture on my platform. Although my two phones are working now, I can't bring out his picture. They sent his picture on my platform saying that this man is the one killing people. I want the police to investigate that man. There are also very many other policemen that I know. That some of them belong to IAS, some of them belong to AES, some of them are Mafite. They are all in the police. The police also know them. The police anti-kidnapping unit know all those policemen. Some of them have worked there as a tactical operative, in their tactical team there before they either left or went on transfer or what have you. We know them. It's not a hidden fact. The obvious is known to everybody. So, moving forward, the police must also be seen to be playing their role. That is why I want to report them to the Inspector General going to Abuja tomorrow. I want to ensure that I report them. Some of these policemen, they must be brought to, because they are the ones. If they catch some of their men, they will discharge them for road, they will carry the other confrago. The other confrago carry this one, they will discharge them, they will carry the other confrago. That is how they play these things sometimes. Then, the police should stop using this thing as an avenue to extort. Because these court boys, they know that once they arrest them, they are able to bring 400, 250, 50,000, 500. It's not, am I telling lies? Because most of you who are there, when they arrest them, who are watching now, they are your family members, our brothers and sisters. They will begin to call you to send money so that they can grant their bail. The police must, as a matter of urgency, put a stop to that. If you arrest a courtist, charge him to court. Since they don't want to come and do this treaty, we must define a line. We must define a line to put an end to all of this menace. We must define a line. Because if we are not defining it, we will continue seeing bloodshed in the 21st century. Somebody will just carry gun, go, kill the person, bust his skull, shoot his head, do this one, cut his neck, and they will say we are living in a orderly society. How laughable it is! As of today, we are not experiencing armed banditry or Boko Haram or any form of armed wrestling in the states, but we have more genocide cases than most cases in most states in northern Nigeria. We have more homicide cases than most states in northern Nigeria. Why is it so? For crying out loud, I want to talk to the governor at this point. Governor Godwin Ogegaso Obaseki, you are the governor of Edo State. You are the chief security officer of Edo State. Governor, use your powers to put an end to this. It will be a credit to your government that under your leadership, this court killings was brought to an end. They cannot tell me that these number ones them, that they know them. They always come for meetings when it's time to for elections. They always come closer to those in the seat of power. Those in the seat of power know them. If you even call somebody like a Lukoga, he will provide the AN number one. If you call somebody like a Bovo Yoa, he will provide the Mafite number one. If you tell your deputy governor, he will help you with the Black House number one. I will also tell you as time goes on who you ask for the Vikings number one and the Buccaneer number one and which other one again? As the LRs number ones. You have to bring them together because whatever thing they do in this core group, they respect their number one and zonal head and zonal leaders and cartel head and dons and this one. They respect their actions and their directive. Jurists and the rest, they respect all their number one. The whole members respect them. They see them as a head. They see them as their presidents of the country. The way we see President Tinubu, President Buhari, President Jonathan, President Obasanjo, that's the same way they respect them. Let me tell you now, in case you are not aware. So these people must be brought to a round table. They must be brought to a round table. Then secondly again, you have to put an executive bill to the House of Assembly that any killings that happens, the police should investigate and know the court group. Immediately, the number one of those court groups should be held liable until when they provide the actual suspects that committed that murder. They should be left in prison custody indefinitely, or in prison correctional centers indefinitely till when their court groups are made to provide those persons who have killed. Because 75% of the people who have killed are not in prison custody. I only know of one Lapa. One Lapa somewhere in Oluku. His matter is still ongoing. We are monitoring the trial. It's one of those courts that I know. It belongs to AEA. It's one of those courts that I know that went to kill an innocent man, believing that he's a member of Black House. Is the one I know that they can say this person I move this one. Now I know say yes, they catch him, vigilante, they catch him, they are willow, they caught him, and when they caught him, the police quickly did the needful and they draw him to anti-courtism. He confessed. He was paraded. He confessed to have killed Kehinde Adun, the owner of one guest house along Oluku Junction there. So, having said all of this, I want to draw the curtain close. Just as I've told you guys, we are officially commencing the campaign to end court killings in Edo State. We are officially launching the campaign, and the campaign is not just a mere campaign. The campaign is going to be very simple. If you know a courtist in your area that has gone, that you know is a dreaded courtist, inform us. We are going to help you guys to remove him from that your environment so that you people will have peace. Now you people will have peace. These courtists, some of them, they go to the house to go and kill their opposite members. They don't see they kill somebody else. They kill somebody else. Now Solomon is saying something. Said you are also a court member. Hey, my brother, let me quickly tell you something. If you say I'm a court member, I wouldn't argue that with you. Please tell me the particular court I belong to. I attended the University of Abuja. I have classmates. I attended Federal Government College Port Harcourt. I have classmates. I attend Playpen and Stella Montessori's primary school. I also have classmates, so they can tell you who I am. I am a product of a trained military officer, so don't see me as somebody who is too brutish with facts. My father is a disciplined military man, you know, of the amphibious brigade. When you have such a man who train you, you should be able to know that you are close to God in terms of discipline. That is why some of us will always do everything humanly possible to always set the standard. That is who we are. I'm a barrack boy. Okay, somebody is saying that that's God's son Sonny Odunga say you belong to Aye. My brother, I'm way too big to be a member of Aye. If Aye they want to come and bribe me to join them, they should come with 100 million and above. That's my price. Let me see how many of them can bring 100 million to pay me, so my life can change. I'm way too big to join Aye because their actions are not what I subscribe to. I cannot be joining an association that kill people because tomorrow I can be killed. I'm not a member of anything. I live in Ipobayi. I am the chairman of the EDP housing estate. The police in that environment, you can ask them who I am. They will tell you. The IAs in that environment, you can also ask them who I am. They will tell you. The AS in that environment, you can also ask them who I am. They will tell you. I am a man that is described in their own slangs as a Jew, as an Obote, as a, how did they call it again? I don't subscribe to all those court-related actions. I don't subscribe. I don't believe in them. You understand me? I don't believe in them. So calling me a courtist, it doesn't amount to anything. But I must tell you the truth. This thing has to stop. It has to stop. That is my bone of contention. It has to stop. So we are going to be starting the campaign for the court killings. By tomorrow I'll be leaving for Abuja, and we're also going to put a formal petition to the Inspector General of Police. As soon as that petition is out, we would also commence a petition to the Edo State House of Assembly and the government of Edo State. Thereafter, we'll begin to carry out campaigns to end court killings. But the Inspector General of Police must first of all sanitize those courts in the police so that we can begin to have a sane policing over this courtism issue, so that at the end of the day, Edo State can be rid of these court killings. Just as I've said, I've mentioned 3 names here that can provide 3 of the major court people that are giving us problem in Edo State. By tomorrow, I will also make out my contacts and also get the names of those other persons who will also give me the heads of all those other courts, that the people that they can ask to provide their number 1, since the number 1s are not forthcoming. Then let me also end by saying Oga Zakari in DSS, you have a major role to play here. All of this number 1, you people know them, you know all of them. Oga Zakari, even if police don't know all the number 1, you know all of them. As far as Benin is concerned, you know all of them in this court group. Oga Zakari DSS operations, you know them very, very well. Me and you, we know that you know them very, very well. A lot of peace accord that you people have carried these boys to sit down and do, they always betrayed. So please, this is not time for peace accord. Our governor must put an executive bill before the House of Assembly, the same way he put executive bill against land grabbing that we saw PPP committee come up. Although they are still doing their best, but at least there's some level of sanity in the system. But this issue of courtism, The legislator must make laws that will indict anybody that kill, any group that kill must also be held liable, and their number one be held liable. And forthwith, not until when we have seen that there is no killing again in Edo State, nothing of weather convention, because after the Ayes convention last year, we saw how the Eye, they also brought their own. They started parading the streets. They brought their own to say they are coming, their national head to say they are coming to Benin. They everywhere, even they didn't go to the procession. You understand me? So we must forthwith put a ban on anything convention in Edo State. They can go and be doing it elsewhere, but they shouldn't bring it to Edo State. If we are still allowing all those convention, all those this thing, all those their meetings to take place in Edo State, then we are not ready to put a stop to it. So we must first of all put a ban. A ban, when I mean a ban, a big ban. Governor Baseki, you must do this to save our young youth too. You must do it because most of them, they don't get sense. School where they go, whether when they lecture for class, whether they sleep, only God know. The ones who don't go school, now they come plenty pass for inside this course. Bus conductor, taxi driver, agbero, pocket picker, they are all inside these court groups. So we must first of all, as learned people, do what is expected of us to set the standard. Put a ban to anything convention forthwith in Edo State. Whether Eye or whether Aye, all of them, no more convention in Edo State whatsoever. No, anybody seen celebrating any court day in Edo State should be sentenced to a very, very reasonable number of years imprisonment. So once that is done, we will begin to get sanity. We begin to get sanity. Somebody is telling me, say Sweet Eagle, say Emmanuel Bogun, why can't you join the court group? You see, some of you at times, I don't know, and I know this man should be in Europe. We are talking about to earn something. I say, why don't I join court group? Will I be proud to tell my father that my son, Osamu Ahmed, I'm a courtist? Will I be proud to tell him that I'm a courtist? What foundation am I laying for him? We are, in my family, we are 5 boys and 3 girls. None of us, from the male to the female that are still living, that are courtists. I have people who are over 45 as my senior ones. My father does not tolerate that. Go and find out. Try to know about somebody before you jump into God. Why can't I go and join courtists? I told you that the price I have is 100 million. If any of them can come out and give me 100 million, so I go and live my life somewhere peacefully. Yeah? Let them come and give me. If they like me so much that they want me to join them, they should give me 100 million. I have the price. Let me see how many of the court groups can bring 100 million and give to one person to be their member. I would rather they are the ones collecting dues from all these small boys that don't have job. They are the ones telling them to come and pay dues and pay fine. However, that's a discussion for another day. But just as I've said, our first point of take-up is to put up a petition to the Inspector General of Police to immediately call them as police officers to order. And all those persons who have been involved and their names have been mentioned as police officers, we are also going to look for their information and also inform the Inspector General of Police that the right things should be done. Okay, Sweet Hele has also come out to say that I'm joking. I like you. I like what you are saying about the killings. Okay, thank you. You're only pulling my legs. All right. So I owe no sentiments to that or no contentions to that. I heard you, my brother. So therefore, we'll put up a petition. By tomorrow, I'll be leaving town to Abuja to ensure that is done. And once that is done, we'll also bring it out here, and we'll also begin to call on the society so that we all can together, because it's not only me. I'm only just an arrowhead to see that this thing ends. I know how many times I've reached out to relevant authorities. I don't want to mention it, but I will continue to say, God Almighty, you don't know how many youths that the CSO of government have saved from being killed. I can attest to plenty, but I don't want to be going all out. But I say that CSO to government has Mr. Waba William. God will continue to bless you. Whatever you put your hand, Mr. Waba, God will continue to bless you. You are a CSP now. You even become IG or Polyco. You have a good heart. You don't support bad thing. I've seen your modus operandi as a policeman, and I give you kudos for that. You are a very disciplined person. I respect you for who you are. So that is that. This is where I want to draw the curtain close. So I want to beg all of you. We are over 74 persons watching this broadcast as I speak now. We are nearly 80. Some are coming, some are going, some are coming, some are going. We never hit 100 as we're doing this broadcast. If 70 of you can at this moment place your hands on the share button, you are not only going to be promoting a better society, but you are also going to be helping out government to save lives. Helping out the government to save lives. So let us do this so that we can make our society a better place for all of us. This is just what I want to appeal to you guys to do this very moment. Let us do this so that we would have a sane society where every man will be equal before God. So please, if you are doing that now, I want to appreciate you. Just go ahead and share the broadcast, please. Go ahead and share the broadcast before I leave. Go out and share the broadcast, please. I'm about to take my leave. Go out and share this broadcast. Once again, I want to draw the curtain close so I can go prepare my luggages to leave town tomorrow. I remain no other person than yours noble right activist, Comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. We have had a discussion on that of the cultism. Tomorrow, join me as we discuss Edo State, APC, and the crisis that is currently rocking APC in Edo State. Thank you and bye for now.
Now we don't hear from Emmanuel Igbogu. Let us know what you think for this matter. Go to comment section, make you put your own. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things where they happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.